Hell's Gate is a story-driven haunted house. I need to expand that story. I need to write additional chapters because we want to create a world in which our guests can come and feel like they've never been in a place like this. Why do new rooms if you're not advancing the story, if you're not bringing the story forward? So this is how I see it. If we're gonna explore, so this is how I see it. In 2024, we're exploring underneath Moorstone Manor. We're expanding the story of Hell's Gate Haunted House. We're bringing in new characters, new rooms, and new creatures. And to do that, we need to create a new space. For me, this is like fulfilling a design I've been holding on to for a while. A lot of these designs I had the first year, I just couldn't afford it. You want running toilets or you want a clown carousel? Choose your path. The sewers originally was a different design for me. It was always going to be sewers underneath the house of Hell's Gate. My original design for the sewers, though, was something that was really shuttered down. It was real small. Last year, though, I rented a house on Lake Michigan, and I brought all of my design leads to it. Every night, we'd make a big dinner, and after dinner, we'd have a round table, and we'd talk about creative endeavors with Hell's Gate. And we started talking about the basement, you know, where I've got the crate room that needed to go. And a couple members of the crew was really making a play to bring in some of the aesthetics of the Statesville, Doctor's Lab, Clown Doctor, Maniac Ward, Checkpoint Beta. And that's something we're gonna explore this year at Hell's Gate Haunted House. And this is where I get to introduce a new character to Hell's Gate, Dr. Oreamos. Dr. Oreamos was a good friend of the captain, and so when the captain was experimenting with electricity to see if he could reanimate the dead and bring back his daughters, Dr. Oreamos was there for him to help him with that. When that didn't work, and the captain sought dark arts, Dr. Oreamos separated from him and started experimenting with the darkness itself because he believed he had discovered a new life form. He didn't think it was evil, he didn't think it was, you know, demons or demonic. He just thought it was a new advanced life form. Go figure, experiments in a sewer below a mansion inhabited with demons. It didn't go to plan. Now we are going from the lab, we're down the slide, through the electric lab, through the morgue, and now we're gonna go into the crate room. The crate room is also where we used to play Find the Key, and your ticket's free. That's all changed. The sewer space is clear, the crates are all out, the floors are painted. Mainly, it's really about getting the doctor's station up there to take a look at all the pieces. One thing I really loved about one of my Statesville designs is my Maniac Ward. The octagon doctor's observation table that had the angled beds that were designed specifically to block out sight lines. I took the shape, and I brought that shape here.
It was really cool to see it all again and get to touch it and feel that rotting wood, you know, once again.
I also brought all the dust and the mold and everything else that was on it, because the first night I was walking around in there, it was like I could feel it inside my lungs. I'm like, oh, Statesville's inside me. Big monster in there. We call him Sanjay. He was the City of the Dead opening character, the Soul Taker.
He's not necessarily seeking souls.
I know he's gonna be like moving pipes and like pumping stuff, so like the pump seeker or something. Usually I flush at least part of my soul every time, so I mean, if he's down to the sewers, he's getting some soul for sure.
I feel like we should wait for them to like mess it all up and then tell them how we would do it differently.
Do you want a suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a conversation. I'm not telling you what to do. But don't set off the fire alarm.
Yeah, I can't fix it.
What's the ringing?
Fire alarm.
Disconnect the fire alarm in here?
No.
All right, there's a fault and the system's going off, so.
Oh, is it really?
Can we get non-sarcastic answers this time?
Yes, yes, we have.
Thank you.
Also, we can put brick on.
Thank you. This is the sorting room. We're being sorted, sorting my junk. I don't know where I'd use it, but feels very science labby to me. This is weird as shit. I don't know what that used to be, but it's cool looking, isn't it? We have another one of these. I need everything to be very water-based in this one. So hoses, pipes. I love that. I almost sold it in the garage sale. Glad I didn't. This one was in container 9. This jar sank to the bottom of Lake Michigan. We then salvaged it, glued pieces together, and put it in the Clown Doctor room at Statesville. So this has already seen 2 of our haunted houses, so let's go for the trifecta. We're gonna sort through some more stuff out of the containers, more stuff out of the trailers. When we started this business, one of our best assets was having a junkyard. It wasn't a junkyard, it was a farm junkyard, right? So it's just where they put stuff they don't use anymore. So we created our own junkyard. So I just wanna go through a bunch of this stuff and see what I can collect. This looks ladder enough for me in the sewers, huh? The old lights, the Statesville facade, they'd make really good sewer lights. Oh, yeah. The giant sewer things up top, those are just 55-gallon drums that we had at the Statesville yard that are rusted out. Do me a favor, take this and put this on like a lid on that can. See how close we are to the size. Oh, come on! Doesn't that look like a sewer grate, America? The grate inside of it is from these old fire bowl stations that we had. We cut those apart and took the round part with the slots in it and welded that onto the 55-gallon drum. Then we just took some pink foam and some half balls and voila, we're done there. In the best of ways, the new HellsGate sewer really is a zombie army collaboration. We're making sure everybody's getting their hands filthy frackin' dirty with this haunted house. Everybody does everything now. Kinga was just a laborer last year, right? Like she was new to the crew, just started, and now Kinga, because we did shrink down that crew, now Kinga is painting on a regular basis. She's doing lighting on a regular basis.
You felt it's been like a fun experience learning new stuff?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot of different techniques, what works best, and I'm having a lot of fun because I get to be a little bit more creative.
Chunks has gone from laborer to builder to set dressing to propping.
I'm really excited that they're letting us do artistic stuff. Because especially all winter long, most things are just labor, moving stuff around.
Did I forget anybody? I think that's everybody. Chunks, Kinga, George, Derek.
Beaker.
Oh, my Beaker.
What you got going on, Beaker?
I'm Gimlet.
I'm sorry, Gimlet.
Beaker has been like my hero of the year. I was able to bring him into the conversation and say, hey buddy, I know you've done brickwork before over at Terra and the Fox. I want to experiment with a whole lot of different materials I've never used before, but I need someone to go down this road with me.
Semi accepted that challenge, so the idea is that he wants
You semi-accepted that
Semi-accepted that challenge.
You begrudgingly accepted that challenge?
He asked for a lot of calcification because in the sewer, our new scene for the season, there's going to be lots and lots and lots of water. This side I got really thick, and because I had a fan blowing on it, we came up with some really cool cracking stuff. We're coming in to try to take a little bit of the load off Teresa, taking the 2 different shades of brown stain water that we have, letting it run.
Can you tell me a little bit about this stain you're using?
It's actually called a wet wash. And we give the calcium like this poop color. And then we come in with a little bit darker of colors. So that way you can get like the rust or maybe the dirt that's building up in the area.
This requires like a super light hand. And I like to grunge things out. I like to make it dark. I like to like really make it like disgusting.
Wait, what was that?
I said I'm secretly going dark with this spot right here.
Mix it up. It's looking great.
You tell me when.
When? We have so many cameras here for one box. This is Ghost Ride Productions. We've been waiting for Ghost Ride Productions to show up. They got us everything super early, so we're super excited. Thank you, Michael. Today is propping day. Let's open the box, kids. There we go, there we go. Pull it out. Ghost Ride, their shipment came this week, so all the Ghost Ride props went in. Distortion props came earlier this week. I got those in. Look at that, made by our friends over at Brutal Images. We got all sorts of custom fun stuff here. Anthony doing custom props just specifically for the room.
In previous years working here, it was always very much like he wanted me to take what we could that we already had from closing Statesville and then operating on them to essentially be worked into the darkness room or worked into other rooms. But this was the very first year I think he actually sat down with me and was like, I really want to focus these characters.
I get all week to like walk through the haunted house and come up with ideas, and I want to move this there, get that weird, or twist that up. And then Anthony comes and I just say what I want to do, and he's just like, okay, and just does it. It's beautiful. I almost feel like I don't need to use too many words. I can just go, and Anthony's like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. On this first table, we're doing a butler that is like freshly abducted, right? He's brought down to the lab to be experimented on. So this one won't have a whole lot of guts and goop. Then the second table over here, that'll be that next stage. It'll be another house staff member that has been here just a little bit longer. Then on the third table, it'll be more into the mutation phase of what the darkness water does to the staff. And then here is Big Poppy. This is the final stage, which will resemble this guy here. So we see this evolution of what happens inside of this experiment. Chaka is in there dialing in the lights.
What you up to? Nothing fun at the moment except failure.
Kinga is finishing up the last bits of paint. Mike and George are programming the animatronics now that they're all placed. Yeah, it is just the dial-in part. I'd like you to make like a bunch of little leeches, like little darkness leeches. Eat it, eat it, eat it. Add like one or two inside of here so that we're kind of justifying and we're seeing it as we're going through the space. So this guy drops down, goes 1, 2, fog shoots up, and we sandwich the customer. Certain spots here, I need sightline set dressing. Now the nurse can grab the material and be right in your face, or she could flip the material into the space. Then these lab coats here shutter it down so you don't see that actor in there, and they could explode this way as well.
I just think I may have exceeded my caffeine limits, and now I'm just kind of like hoping and praying I make it till the end.
Get it sticky, get it nasty, get it dirty, get it wet, 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 wet. I want everyone to feel wet. So we're in the final stages of making you wet.
Yummy. Tasty.
That sewer is about as much of an experiment in new materials and new techniques as any room we've done in this company in like 10 years. It's beautiful in there. We found some really great grades.
We are great at grades. I love it when it's great.
You're pretty happy with the grade, right?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great, right?
Oh.